Okay, join me on page 390 in your reading textbook. The genre of this short story is nonfiction. It gives facts about real people, things, and places, situations, and events. Some of the text features we're going to look at are diagrams and labels. Those are drawings and explanations of how something works. Content vocabulary, amputated, artificial, technology, and bionics. Okay, follow along.
Amazing Artificial Limbs by Jackie Glassman. Your day is full of activities you probably don't think much about, such as brushing your teeth, eating breakfast, walking to school, and riding your bike. Now imagine how you would accomplish these tasks if you were missing a limb, an arm, or a leg.
Okay, on to page 391. Continue to follow along.
Some people have lost limbs because of accidents or have had them amputated because of a disease. Other people are just born that way. Throughout history, inventors have been developing artificial limbs known as prostheses. A mechanically operated arm was invented as early as the 1940s. Today's modern medical technology has led to the development of new materials, advances in computers, and a greater understanding of the body. Many body parts can now be replaced with artificial ones that work almost as well as the originals. The science of designing electronic limbs is called bionics. New electronic limbs make it possible for people to control their artificial limbs in highly effective ways. These high-tech devices are improving the lives of many people. Diamond XL and her bionic arms. Diamond XL had to write, eat, and even brush her teeth with her feet because she was born without shoulders or arms. Then, on her 11th birthday, Diamond received a wonderful gift. She was fitted with myoelectric arms designed by inventor Ivan Yeager.
Okay, so now let's look at our text feature here. We have a diagram showing how the prosthetic arm works that was created.
How an artificial arm works. Reading a diagram. This diagram shows an artificial arm. Inside are tiny electrical parts, motors, and batteries. Gears and motors inside allow the artificial arm to bend and work.
Okay, turning the page to 392. Follow along.
The natural-looking limbs have tiny electrical parts and motors inside that make it possible for Diamond to hug her mother for the first time. By moving muscles in her back, Diamond creates electrical signals that control motors inside the prostheses. Each arm has motors that open and close the joints. The wrists and the elbows are designed so that when Diamond walks, her arms swing freely and naturally. Until recently, artificial legs were very low-tech. They were mainly controlled by the body's normal walking movements, which required a lot of energy. Today, a myoelectric leg, like the myoelectric arm, is controlled by a person's muscles.
Okay, continuing on page 393, follow along.
However, this is not as easy as it sounds. People with artificial limbs must go through lots of training to learn how to effectively control their replacement limbs. With the help of a myoelectric leg, many people can now participate in sports, such as basketball and running. With ongoing advances in science and technology, society can look forward to huge improvements in artificial limbs. For example, new materials allow prosthetic feet to press and spring, much like real feet. One type of artificial foot transmits electronic information about pressure to the person using it. Feeling pressure helps people to balance because they can tell whether their weight is on the toes, heels, or sides of the feet. looking into the future. In the very near future, scientists hope to create bionic limbs so that Diamond and others will have a first-rate sense of touch, making their artificial limbs that much closer to the real thing.
And I'll have Mr. Dan bring in some of his artificial legs so we can take a look at them and see what they look like up close and some of the different connections they have. Critical thinking questions are going to be in your Google Classroom. So you can head on over to your Google Classroom now, and there'll also be a help video as well that goes over the questions. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.